Hey everyone, blessings to you. Sending you love and light. I really just wanted to make a quick episode, just a gentle reminder about our presence and being present within it. So, there's all kinds of things going on right now, either from a psychological perspective, a sociological perspective, political perspective, all these different perspectives. And I want to elaborate on how, we are all becoming more aware of these different perspectives. And that to each of its own, they are neither negative or positive. The perception itself does not dictate polarity. It is more along the lines of having this ideal for outcome, just like I've talked about when we make choice. It's like we choose the outcome, and based on the present paradigm, and we forego the consequences, right? So, it's funny. I was doing a read momentarily, and as I was shuffling, I had several cards fall out, and it's basically the same as always. Well, not, I don't want to speak it like that, but shifting our perspective to being humble and grateful in the moment, being present. So, like, as I see it, we have this strange predicament in which we get very discombobulated when either our perspective is proven true or proven false. Instant defense mechanisms, or even vainglorious celebration of aha, I'm right, and delving out the I told you says, which is, in a way, I mean, it's fine, that is gratification, but it is of its egotistical self that is seeking that. So when we have these moments, and basically what I mean is like that old card, the infinity mirror. It's seeing past, present, and future all at once, and the infinite amounts of each distributed across one line or one linear plane of existence. Now, what about all the different various levels that are not linear, and just definitely go against our paradigm of thinking, our 3D, our materialistic ideals, right? And belief structures, culture, even, systems and structures that have been erected to persevere in the sense of domination and gain. Like what can be gained through either, obedience or dominion, and that has been a facet. All these are different facets of the same thing. That's all I'm really wanting to get at today, is how on like a quantum level that we would be the 0 point energy. We are at the base. We are, that top shelf whiskey, but at the lowest point of that highest quality, in a way. Basically, how our perception and how we go about our day-to-day activities has been pushed to extremes on either end, right? Especially as of late, just for the paradigm shift, the frequency and the vibrational patterns that are happening throughout the grid system. And, tapping into this, we could call it a, sorry, I had to take off my glasses. My eyes were twiggy and I kept seeing the reflection of myself within myself. So, yeah, I mean, it would be good with this talk, but I feel like it's distracting not only for me, but possibly you. So pushing forward, we have this idea that forward has to be this dictated route or this dictated perception. Like from here, from point A to point B is the straight line. But what about, taking a left, taking a right, making detours and enjoying the adventure? Because are you not just moving forward, right? Doesn't matter which way you choose to go, forward is the way. And this kind of reminds me of like being like the stick in the mud, just doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting the same results, definition of insanity. However, what of perseverance and determination? Like, willing the outcome, even though the circumstances do not permit. And I've seen and felt that this is a emblematical of kind of like where we are, pushing against the bounds, fighting the good fight, or whatever the case may be. The dualistic nature of good versus evil, pushing the polarity. And not saying that it relies strictly on one choice. Like this was, if I didn't have breakfast that morning, so forth. And, sorry, y'all. Yeah. So when we look to it more often, I would like to expound on that just for the simple fact of kind of looking towards Harry Potter a little bit and the devil's snare, right? And how you fight that resistance and you fight that suffocation and that enclosure of space, and the paradigm that you're present in starts to collapse, and you're doing everything to be Atlas, right? You're doing everything to hold up the world and just but when you're in that place and you're forced to be looking down, or you're brought to your knees, right? Allow that to change your perspective and forget logic and embrace the sense of the nonsensical. We've talked about it a few times. So, like, if you're brought down and to your knees, perfect place to pray, right? Well, what happens when you pray? You're taking your spirit, you're taking your being, you're looking up. So when you're brought down, it's good to remember, oh, this is another perspective of looking up, right? This is another facet of the grand scheme, the grand design, the architecture of the beauty within the universe, all inculcated in one moment, is the same as it is spread out across billions and billions of light years. So when we push forward, don't think of it as fighting in the mud. Think of it as becoming peaceful, grateful, and humble. Allowing yourself to be relaxed in the moment, even though the moment before was just surmounting, right? Take this time to question and not interrogate, but look to the intrigues of the past. And you can even allow yourself to assume and presume the nature of the future. Yet, neither exist outside of this moment, because from one moment to the next, both of those destinations of thought and whimsy become non-existent, for they have already changed due to the next present moment. Like I've said before, much like a log rushes down the stream and is bombarded by rapids, yet the log is docile, so it floats along just as well. If a man was done the same thing, cast about trying to fight the current until he was flung off the waterfall, right? So it's one of those things, it's a beautiful thing. So when we get stuck in the mud, relax. Stop fighting the gumbo, stop fighting the muck and the yuck that's all just up to your knees, and settle. Let it settle. I'm not saying be complacent, I'm saying be present. Be docile in the turmoil and the rapids, so that once the storm is lifted, or whatever you wish to make an analogy of, you're better prepared to move to the next moment. And in all of this, we're grateful, right? We're blessed, we're humble. That is a peace of mind, state of being that is unequivocal to anything else, because of it is the road and connection to source, that gratitude, that forgiveness, that acceptance, that humility, all these inculcated in what right now, the present moment, here, be now, right? Be water. So as I was looking for more, just little tidbits to give you, we we have these moments where we strive for those peaks of joy, and how sometimes we get in the wrong way. We know goodness is coming, or we can feel it, right? We have that sense of knowing that beautiful mountain peak that we've been climbing is just around the corner, and let's get there faster. Yet at that edge, right before you get to the summit, you see an exotic animal, and you have a decision to make between staying and watching a moment longer, seeing something that no one else has seen and that you would not have seen, or rushing past and absconding yourself to some goal or some means to a goal by missing greatness that took no effort, right? I know I've talked about it before, but it always reminds me of like a old story of a very devout and faithful man who passed and was brought before the Lord, and the Lord said, "Look, my son," and it was a mountain of treasures and wonders. And he was baffled, and he was like, "Lord, I've done nothing but be your servant. I do not wish for a reward," right? And he said, "No, my son, these are all the blessings that you have received from my grace and for your devotion." And he was humble. He's like, "Lord, you've been very good to me. I am grateful. I am humbled. I'm in awe." And it is in these emotions that he found peace, right? And then the Lord points to a well, and he says, "But look into the well." And as he did, he saw the vastness of infinity. He said, "Lord, I don't understand." He said, "These are all the blessings that you missed out on, that you even may have prayed for. But by simply looking to the next moment, or looking towards the end, you missed the blessings within the journey." And it's a very powerful thing to me just because we are often like that, especially when something rings true within us or sets well with our being, you know, radiates in our heart space. So, in all of this, even though we are striving for those peaks of joy, we should remember not to get stuck in the mud and not be trapped in the the flow and essence of past and future. You know, embracing the moment is key. And right now, this is a beautiful moment, you know, in history and society and culture and human advancement. Wonderful things. It's a beautiful thing, right? Beautiful thing. And as we go about our days, let us remember that it is in these beautiful things that there is grace from creation. There is divinity in all manner of aspects within the nature. Like all these paradigms that we've been focused on, all these different perspectives, they're all facets of the same thing. They're all mirrors for one either lesson or obstacle within a being, right? So when we are faced with all these, when we're faced with just the cascading of life, I found that it is important to not only embrace the moment, but to detach from the moment. It is in this detachment that we are able to take the seat of the observer, which is a beautiful thing. Yes, yes. Because as I was asking and seeing what message should I bring forth besides the old ones that should be echoed, it was this one that I've never pulled it before. It is the Wizard of Awareness. And it's a 3. I think it's very powerful because within the aspect of past, future, present, you know, it is the moment that decides all. And the Wizard of Awareness is like to remember that, hey, our soul knows best. Observe and be calm, right? Calm thy presence, calm thy mind. Be at peace with the right now so that you are able to see the perspectives. Give yourself the awareness to see the turmoil of the outside world, but also the world within you. And it is a beautiful thing to me. It's a beautiful thing, right? So when I'm thinking of this card, you know, I've seen it in the deck a few times. I've never got to draw it, and it's perfect for right now because no matter the story, no matter the backdrop to this present moment, it is the awareness of the present moment and taking that kind of detached look. Observe it. Observe the actions of others and the reactions of yourself. See, this is where it gets beautiful to me. When we are in this place of awareness, taking on that mantle of being the wizard within our own being, you know, controlling the outcome, controlling ourselves, controlling the moment. Because what is in our control is ourselves, our actions, not the perceptions and the attitudes and actions of others, but really how we react, so forth. You know, that is the only thing that is in our control, not the rest. So why should we let the obstacles and turmoil of the outside perspective rattle our cages? You know, so that's what's beautiful to me. And part of today's little tidbit, I just want to share that, yeah, it's not the easiest thing, but it's not the hardest thing either. And it has so much more benefit than, you know, freaking yourself out, being everywhere at once. Oh, I have this to do. I have to do this for my boss. I have that, and I still haven't had my bagel. And damn it, I forgot to poop this morning. It's whatever the case may be. What is taking that observatory moment, not of just the outside world, but your inside world? What is it that is fueling that fire for reaction? What is it that is making you stuck in the mud? What is it that prevents you from relaxing and being grateful, having that peace of mind, right? And it is from this place, that precipice of awareness, that wizardry within your own life, meaning making that magic, the magic of life, being in tune with the source and the Holy Spirit, and having just goodness envelop you. That's where this begins, is taking that detached look from within to see what is happening, why it's happening, and how can it be curated for your highest good. So part of that, I would also like to put forth a little goodness, and I would like to meditate with y'all for a little bit. And today is just going to be simple cleansing and appreciation and having that gratitude. And I found some backdrop that was just really, really good. I want to share it with you. So, like, as we are pushing forward,
what if I sleep hot?
Into a better, more harmonious state of being, remember that forward is just that, moving forward. It is towards gain or towards profit, whatever the case may be you're moving towards, it is always forward. Even if it might seem one step forward, 2 steps back, or even more, like you have like a misstep and you have to detour and go around, and that's still forward, right? The choice between the crossroads is always forward. It doesn't matter if it's left, right, straight, up, down, left, backwards, whatever, right? Forward is the way. And how we step forward is in that gratitude and that peace of mind and that calm clarity that's offered when we just tap in and be in that gratitude, in that space of open heart and love, and speak truth, and then through that sense, through our intuition for the higher meaning of things, into our highest good, from our highest self that is begotten to us by God. It's these things. I make it sound simple sometimes. That's just because it really is in the grand scheme of things. It can be simple, but it can also be difficult if you let yourself. And that's what I'm getting at. These obstacles, these difficulties that are just washing over us like rapids. Change them into the reflective pool, So, as we move forward, let us come to a centered and harmonious heart space. I hope this isn't too loud. I would like for us to come into our heart space with a mind, body, and spirit of gratitude and humility, not only towards the universe, towards God, but towards ourselves. Sometimes we take ourselves a little too seriously, right? So just deep breaths. Tell your body to breathe. Make it conscious effort to notice and become in tune with your breath. And as we do so, would like for us to look upon that place of awareness, that seat of observation, detached from this being and surrounded by nature, all manners of nature, yours, the world around you, and the world at home. And in these various levels of nature, your own, that which surrounds you, and that which provides for you. Still breathing, calm, collected, and more peaceful. 3 deep breaths, full belly, full lung, filling your entire being. And as you breathe these deep breaths, become relaxed, releasing tension from your forehead, your jaw, down through your neck and shoulders, straightening your back to a comfortable and nourishing position. Allow that relaxation to fall over your torso, over your abdomen, down through your hips. One last deep breath. Relaxing your legs and melting your feet to nature's floor. Grounding yourself, rooted in the beauty of creation. And as we see nature unfold and come into bloom around us, listen for the water. Hear the trickling flow of streams, the bustling of animals, critters along the brook. See also the waterfall that is crashing down, but it does not cause a stir. When we foresee a place of harmony, it is also a place of chaos and order. We are shown the reflection of that very same nature that is all around us and within. And as you hear the bells, let each one be a ripple that shows different facets of all the same. Doing so, releasing the angst, the negativity, the encumbering emotions. As we go forth, let it be in a place of gratitude and humility. Focus on your reflection, and in it, see your highest self at your highest good. The water that cascades down is a mirror of the flow of time. the various times in which we exist. Step through and embrace that highest self and highest good. And as the water washes over us, let it cleanse us from encumbrance, from obstacles. Let it wash us into a place of observation and healing. When we go forth, let it be in peace, gratitude, forgiveness, and in love. I want you to take 3 deep breaths once more. Coming back center, coming back whole, embraced with that love, that light, and that clarity. I love you. Just a little bit of motivation and a little message. Now stay blessed, stay uplifted.